Can you just take us through why did this journey in between began with two-wheelers, then shifted on to four-wheelers?
To be honest, I was a biker, and I started my career as a biking in motocross, supercross and dirt tracks, and I did a lot of events. I won more than 100 trophies. I did race for factory teams like TVS and all, and then of course, like everybody gets married and you can't race beyond a certain point, so I took a break and I went back to my life, normal life, but I couldn't sleep well, I couldn't live happily, so I have to take a call. Well, I realized my passion is motorsports, and I was forced to come back to motorsports at the age of 38.
Yes, but what is the kind of difference that you are finding out? So you are in two-wheelers, so how what is the kind of entertainment that you are getting, or the self-focus which you are into motorsport, and what is the kind of energy that you are getting back when you are in two-wheelers rather than four-wheelers?
Well, as you know, Ashok, better than me, some people are meant to do what they are meant to do. Like they will always do the same thing. You tell them not to do, also they will do the same thing. So for me, motorsports has always been a passion, and I tried to disconnect it with it, but couldn't live it. And I started my career with the TSD rallies, and of course I was struggling a bit. I didn't know, I didn't have a good clue about it, but I kept on working hard, took on a lot of criticism, but then that's the way everybody has to go through. And well, at this point of time, I've got a good speed, and I'm trying to learn more and more and more.
Yes, Manish, you being a rallyist, and now you are in tuner, and you are involved in a lot of activities with the FIA. So can you just take us through how did this, you being a lone son of your parent, and how did you come into motorsport?
First of all, hi Ashok, and the journey into motorsports has been quite a long one for me. Well, it started off with go-karting. That was, say, about 13 years back, if I remember right. Now it's moved on to the bigger cars, Group N, production rally cars. Also some international scenarios where we've worked on. Otherwise, what we intend to do is bring international levels of expertise into the Indian motorsport market. That is what we plan on doing, or the target that we would like to set for everyone to follow. And the journey, being a participant to moving over to making cars, has been one that I've really enjoyed. It's been very much more challenging than just driving the car. So, and yeah.
We'll take a short break and then come back to Mr. Takale, and then we'll see how the journey of his shifted from two-wheelers to four-wheelers, and then Manish also, because you are into preparing the cars also. Then let's see how to carry forward. Yes, welcome back to the debate. Yes, Sanjay, you were talking about your experience on two-wheelers. Now, when you are in two-wheelers, probably you are much more energetic and young. So, between a small gap, then you felt somewhere necessary to come back to motorsport because that keeps you energetic. Can you just take us through what is the kind of feeling that you had, and what is the kind of energy, the level that you had in two-wheelers, and what made you shift from two-wheelers to four-wheelers?
Well, I'll answer your second question first.
Yeah.
Well, age catches up, and you're not young at the age of 30 and 31, and you can't ride two-wheelers for a long time, and you plan to quit. You want to do, but your body doesn't permit to drive those motocross and those long jumps, the tabletops, double jumps and triple jumps, as you know well. And I did it for 14 years, met a lot of accidents, broke my nose, have some stitches here, some stitches here, and I did drove for a TVS team. And I did, those days, as you know, there were a lot of long rallies, long stages, and well, the bikes were not so much well prepared like nowadays bikes. What they are prepared with basic, even the gears also, I would say, they were all basic gears, so you used to carry more risk. and but it was a passion, and we used to drive those days very long rallies. Then of course motocross also with a minimum, we can say Indian made suspension in 100cc class, and so it was a very tough days and tough challenge. We faced a lot of problem with budgets, but the passion never died down, and we kept on going from one races to other races like all over India. And 14 years I did it consecutively, winning so many races, and luckily I was able to take part in all the 4 disciplines of two-wheel drive. I did trails racing, then I did dirt tracks, I did hill climb, then I did motocross, and of course I did rallies also. And as you know, Ashok, the funniest part, we used to have a navigator in the rally behind, and rains is very difficult to navigate. No intercom systems, and or maybe very basic intercom system those days. So
and
that was
probably that is one of the reasons why that generation of rallies are very strong by mind as well as by physics.
yes, you tend to come over a lot of difficulties, lot of I don't know, lot of basic equipments you have to deal with, especially night stages, very less lights, and service team, no mobiles those days, so communication gap. Sometimes you come to the end of the stage and you suddenly see, oh, there is no service team, and you have to continue with it, whatever problem you have for the next stage also. So yes, it makes you very strong, it makes you very brave, and it makes you survive, I think so. Like even I remember I driving a GDH that time, the Great Desert Himalayan, very long rally, I think so, 6 days and 5 days, and driving for kilometers. Nowadays the things have changed a bit, it's become shorter version, very quicker version. The technology has moved up also, the bikes have moved up, but it's more competitive now, it's more demanding, I would say now. So yes, I was lucky enough to see that era, and of course I was very lucky to see this era also.
And after a 5 to 6 years of break between your 2 and 4 wheelers, okay, then what is the kind of pressure that you brought into cars? Because see, 5 to 6 years of rallying is as good as not being to rallying and as an isolated person.
Okay.
That what is the kind of experience that you carried forward from your 2 wheelers? Because see, 2 wheelers, I was told that mentally, physically, people are very strong because they are much more got used to this disappointments during rallying. As you told now, when you come out of the rally for a service, you don't find service. So that is one of the worst part in rallying. So there's quite similar things which do happen in rallying history. So then, what is that have you carried forward from 2 wheelers to 4 wheelers? Because 6 years of gap is not a short time. Okay, then you would have had a lot of responsibilities on you. Because 5 to 6 years probably you would have got married, and then that's additional responsibility. And you know, after marriage, definitely 4 wheelers are much more secure. That is how the rallying fraternity I have seen. People are coming from 2 wheeler to 4 wheeler is only after marriage. And what is the kind of experience that you carry forward from 2 wheelers to 4 wheelers? Because when we talk of 2 and 4 wheelers, the lines that you select and your mentality, so it totally changes. Then can you just take us through about what is the kind of changes that you'll have to undergo then when you're shifting from 2 wheelers to 4 wheelers?
Yes, I think it's a very good point you made. The line changes, the balance changes, everything changes from 2 wheelers to 4 wheelers. The gap of 7 years, I like to know, a lot of people don't know about this, but I like to disclose it to you. 7 years I did backpacking, Ashok.
Okay.
Yeah, and with one bag I went around 110 countries. Of course I got married and business as usual, and I have a daughter. And you become a layman and you want to see the world. Now you are done. But if you have a passion in you, it's going to come back to haunt you. That's what happened with me. My life was fantastic, good business, good family, nothing to worry. But Ashok, I couldn't sleep at night. It was very difficult I want to discuss to you this also. At one point of time, my family thought of taking me to a psychiatrist. And nothing was wrong with me. Everything was perfect. I was well built and no addiction, zero addiction, like a lot of people know in motorsports. I am zero addiction. But my wife was worried, my parents were worried. Well, what's wrong with this boy? He's not sleeping well, he's grumbling so much. And literally I was about to be taken to a psychiatrist for treatment for no reason. But suddenly, with a lot of talks and a lot of friends around and lot of things happening, we realized it's motorsports which I have to go back. And believe me, I went back to motorsports in 2007. After 2001 to 2007 I took a gap. After 2 rallies I was normal in my life. Things changed and I was more relaxed, I was more calmed down, I was more with the people, there was a lot of connect with me to the people. So I think that motorsports was missing in that particular time of gap of 2001 to 2007. That's how I shifted from two-wheelers to four-wheelers. I couldn't go back to two-wheelers at the age of 37, right? Nobody can go back.
Yeah.
So I was forced to drive a four-wheeler, and I was not even confident, can I drive it or not? At the age of 37, I think you are too old. But then I started my career with Desert Storm, and that's how I shifted from two-wheelers to four-wheelers.
And then what is the kind of family support that you had? See, because two-wheelers, most of the parents feel it's too risky, and then they want to safeguard the child. And once after that getting married, there was no point coming back to two-wheelers, of course. And then what is the kind of family support that you have, or you had during two-wheelers, and you have during four-wheelers?
Well, as you know, as everybody knows probably, of course there's going to be a lot of opposition in the house. I'll tell you a very funny story. When I won the first race of two-wheeler, and my parents didn't know I was participating into a dirt track in Pune, and somebody told my father, your son has won a race and his name has come in the paper. The moment I came home from the college, I got one tight slap on my face. He said, this is not the thing we are supposed to do. And my father thought I had won a horse race.
Okay.
Because it is not meant for the...
No, usually, see, that is how was the concept. The moment you tell you are in races, those days people thought it's a horse race.
Yes.
Or when you tell you're going to a rally, and the rally was the political rallies or other rallies which was happening.
Yes, and
so it was quite difficult convincing the parents.
Yes, it's a generation gap, and my parents were from the I say the first generation, and they thought, oh, it's a bad name to the family, and you should not be gambling or you should not be betting, and your name coming in the paper. So I got a good slap on my face from my father. And of course, as you said, after the marriage, of course your wife is worried, but my wife let me go because she didn't find me very comfortable in the house also. So she said, okay, good for him. If he feels good and comfortable with racing, so be it. And just another secret I like to tell you, my wife didn't see a single race till last year.
Okay.
On TV, video, nothing, because she thought if she sees, and she might not allow me to go. And when there was some telecast in the house also, she never used to watch the rallies. So 2014, first time she came to Malaysia to watch a live race of the APRC Malaysia. And you know what happened after that? She was sick for 15 days. She got fever and temperature, and how could you people do all this? This is too risky, and this looks very fast also. So well, family also goes through a trauma, and they adjust with you. And as everybody knows about it, like racing, in heart nobody wants you to go, but on face they will say, okay, all the best and good luck, and you have done well. But everybody back in the family knows you are carrying a big risk. You're carrying a big risk. I'm sure, like, and on the international level, you're carrying more risk. Yeah. With more technology, fast car, Manish will agree with me, with more speed, well, you're carrying more risk. I'm sure about it.
And see, now, one thing is very clear. A few of them have a supporting family and few of them don't. And since you had come across both these situations, earlier you had a family which was against you, and then now you say you have a wife and child who are in favor of rallying or racing, wherever
so-called favor, you can say.
Yeah. No, it happens. See, because and let me know from your end, what is the kind of push that you get, and what is the kind of energy that you get when your family is against you and when your family is with you. See, what difference does it make in rallying?
Well, to be honest, it doesn't matter for a driver much actually. Like everybody knows, you want to do something and you're going to go and you want to switch off. You're going to switch off everything once you sit on the steering wheel, or you sit on a bike and you lean forward with the elbows up, like people have done in motocrosses. You forget everything. Then you know you are meant to do your job, and we carry too much risk, I think. So we go back home and lie. No, it's not so difficult, and no, it was not so risky. But like you are participating in the rally, Manish has done. Everybody knows in their heart we carry too much risk, I think. So I'm sure everybody knows this.
And okay, Manish, when coming to you, see, you people play a very important role as a tuner, and you are the people who prepare a car as per the FIA or FIM and FMSCI standards. So when you're preparing this car, you must be having a sense of what you call recovery period, like what is going to happen and what is the kind of safety that is there in the car and how safe it is, because though however safe the sport is and however safe the car is been prepared, nobody can take back your fortunes and destiny. And what is the kind of situations that you have come across when doing all this?
See, so first and foremost, what we look for in motorsports, or what we concentrate very much in motorsports, is the word safety. So whatever we do, we try to work around that word called safety. When we even follow the regulations, when we follow the rule book, the technical regulation, everything, we try to make sure that the car is as safe as possible, and whoever is in the package that we have delivered walks back home to the rest of the family that's waiting for them.
In case of worst situations.
In case of worst case scenarios, God forbid it doesn't happen,
Okay.
but we've always prepared for it. And also, since I come personally from a participant background, I would like to put myself in that seat before when we start doing the build, or when we put this package together for a driver or a co-driver. We like to place ourselves and see what is the kind of safety measures that it all adds up to giving them a vehicle that they can come back home and talk to the rest of the family.
With this kind of thing, sir, because you have seen too many falls, and you are told you have stitches on your forehead, on your elbow, and all this, then what was going in your mind? See, because what happens, few people tend to give up when they have a first injury in the event. So what was going in your mind, that you really expected that you will one fine day you will be driving in APRC?
Well, to be honest with you, I never thought I'll go to the APRC, but answering your question of the impact, a lot of people will quit after that, but the true ones, the die-hard fans, or the die-hard drivers and riders, they will take it as medals and trophies for them, and they will move forward. That I've seen with over of time of 27 years I've been into motorsports. I've seen a lot of people quitting in spite of having a lot of talent and a lot of enthusiasm to do the events. I saw them quitting because they have a big accident, or they had, because that's the line. That's the line, I think. So a lot of people, do you have it in you, or you don't have it in you? So I've seen a lot of people quitting also, in spite of having the big talent, because they didn't have the big heart, or they didn't want to take the risk, or they didn't want to push harder. So I've seen a lot of people quitting on this front, and I've seen a lot of people taking the brunt, taking the accidents, and they're moving forward. So I think those are the people who will go forward in motorsports. As everybody knows, motorsports is we carry risk. You're going to get hit one day. You always feel in your heart, it's not my day and it's not my turn, but suddenly you find out you're off in a wrong corner and you get hit. Even in APRC, we have tumbles and we do get hit. But then you have to put up a brave face, and of course you feel saddened and you feel frustrated, but then you have to come back again, I think so. That's what life is all about. And a true motorsport or a sport person has learned to live with it all the time, I think so.
We'll come back to after a very short break. You just carry forward what is the kind of changes that you'll have to undergo. Okay, now you told me you were into four-wheelers. So four-wheelers, how did it begin? So okay, now we came to know how the two-wheelers came to an end, but how did four-wheelers begin?
Well, as I said, I shifted to four-wheelers at the age of 37 after the gap of 7 years. But that time you were more mature. Now here's a trick. But I looked at it the other way around. Well, you're past your half-life. You have done whatever you want. Well, now is the time to take risk, I thought. So I started to push hard. I took risk. So it's the way you look at things.
Yes, sir. Oh, if you don't mind, can we take this caller?
Oh yes.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Baban Khan calling up from Bangalore, sir.
Yes, Baban. We have recognized you.
Yeah. So, how is your preparation for this rally?
Takale, this question is for you.
Okay, Baban, my team has already reached Chikmagalur. My cars are there. They're preparing the car. Well, I've been working on my fitness, and We are trying to write good pace notes, and we are all prepared mentally. The team has worked hard, and this is the last round, and we want to finish well. So we are all well prepared.
So how will be the stages in India comparatively with the other countries?
Well, Baba, there's a secret I have to tell you. I have never been to Chikmagalur before, so even I am like a foreigner there at this point of time. But the APRC, I'm sure it's going to be fast and smooth. I have come to know from the organizers, and we're looking forward to driving those stages.
Okay, this rally will be fast, is it? Not we don't have not too many tight corners or anything like that.
Oh, is it? I am looking. If it's fast, we have a good advantage. We have got good cars, and we can pull a bit with the turbo power, as Manish knows. We can be able to use the turbo to its fullest advantage.
Oh, that will be the so. How is your chances of winning this rally?
Well, I like to be on the podium, but I'll be fighting with the big boys. The Subarus are more heavier. Manish will agree. The R5s are more nimble and very light and very agile cars, and they've got more power. It's a total different technology. So of course we will be the underdogs, and we'll try to challenge the Skodas for sure. There is no backing off and there is no let off, and I'm sure my team with Mike and Suniyama will give we'll give them a good fight, and we'll give them a good chase.
Yeah. So how many drivers will be competing now in this rally?
Well, the APRC, I think there are 10 entries. I think there are 10 entries altogether in the APRC. From the APRC registered drivers, I think we have 5 of us, 2 from MRF and 3 from Cusco Racing.
Okay. Which car will have more advantage than this?
Well, the R5 certainly has the more advantages. As I said, they got big suspension. It's a next generation car, and I think they are the hot favorites to win the rally. But we are not going to let them win so easily, and we'll give them a good chase.
Okay. So anyway, so all the best, sir. Do well and take care of yourself.
Yeah, thank you very much, Baban. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Yes, sir. We are talking about the preparation of cars when you first entered into four-wheelers. Yes, sir.
Yes, I started with the TSD. Everybody knows it's a very small event, and but then this is where I think the breeding ground is, Ashok. You learn to read the notebook. You learn to see the TC. You learn to go through the roads which you are going to race in future. Normally the roads are same in Desert Storm or even the Red Himalaya, and I think this is the beginning. I would suggest if anyone wants to go to car rally, they should try the longer TSD versions, and they will learn to survive and listen to the co-driver, and they'll have a fair idea before they move to the pace notes reading and very tight corners and very high speed. So I think this is the first step I took, Ashok. I did many TSDs, as you know. I did so many TSD rallies, and it gave me the confidence, and then I shifted abroad to Malaysia, because I thought if you go abroad you get better exposure, and I took a call to go to Malaysia. That was the nearest place in Asia, so I decided to go there.
Yes, sir. When you started in 2007, okay, you first got into TSD rallies.
Yes, very
TSD rallies are known to be too slow.
Yes.
But you have participated in TSD rallies, though being slow, they were in a very rough terrain.
Yes.
Yeah, just take us through about what is the kind of.
And sometimes on tarmac roads they give you an average speed of say 10 or 12, and it's very frustrating. So I think it gives a different character to your building up for the next big races. It gives you patience, it gives you skill set, and I think it's a very good breeding ground, I think, for the fast driving, I think so.
Yeah, when coming to the preparation, probably okay, TSDs don't require much preparation, but though they require a preparation because you are on the very rough terrain, like when you get into Red Himalaya, Desert Storm, and all these places. So vehicle preparation plays a very important role, isn't it, Manish?
Very
so
much.
Then, see, when you as a tuner, when you're preparing a car for TSD rallies on a rough road, and for a car preparing on a smooth road, because TSDs do happen on either roads.
Yes.
So how do you manage?
See, we try to put in an optimum package for TSD rallies. Though the rally is more about the coordination between the driver and co-driver, it still matters that the complete package works for you to be up there on the podium. And we do try to take into consideration that the car has to be the car or the vehicle that we prepare runs through all terrains possibly thrown at us.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you,
Sure.
Manish. So we have another caller, Mr. Amit from Pune. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can I speak to Sanjay Takale?
Yeah, Sanjay, this question is for you.
Hello.
हाँ बोला ना, प्रश्न विचारा.
हाँ सर, आता रैली की तैयारी झाली का तुमची?
हाँ हाँ, अभी रैली का तैयारी हो गया है हमारा और गाड़ी पहुंच गए चिकमगलूर में. सेटिंग अप चल रहा है गाड़ी का, टेस्टिंग अभी होगा कल से. तो तैयारी तो हम कर रहे हैं अभी. तो मैं शाम में पहुंचूंगा चिकमगलूर और फिर कल हम लोग टेस्ट पे जाएंगे शायद.
अभी फिलहाल आपको इंटरनेशनल रेसर हो, अभी जब आप होम टाउन में गाड़ी चला रहे हो, आपका एक्सपीरियंस क्या रहेगा इधर का, इंडिया का?
हाँ, मैं पहली बार चला रहा हूँ. जैसे आपने सही बोला, मैं पहली बार अपने देश में फास्ट गाड़ी चलाने वाला हूँ. TSD रैली काफ़ी चलाया है, फर्स्ट टाइम मैं फास्ट रैली चलाऊँगा. तो प्रेशर रहेगा मेरे पे, अच्छा परफॉर्म करना है, अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस देना है. तो थोड़ा प्रेशर तो रहेगा ही रहेगा. फिर भी मैं कोशिश करूँगा कि मैं फिनिश करूँ. और
हमारा पूरा ध्यान भी आपके ऊपर है.
ओके.
बेस्ट ऑफ लक सर. थैंक यू.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you, Amit, for calling. Yes, sir. Now you rightly told that you are a foreigner in your own country because you are for the first time on the track.
Yes, very true. Yes, I'll be the first time on a fast track, I would suggest.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'll be under a lot of pressure. And there's another thing I'd like to, I just want to take the point what Manish said. Good tuner. I won Desert Storm overall first in SUV category because of his team, and he was my tuner in Desert Storm 2011.
2011.
Tata Motors. And my Safari was struggling a lot, and every day at the end of the service we used to get fixed a lot of things on it. And I thank him also for his work and efforts, and because of a good tuner and a good team, I was able to finish that rally, and I won that rally in SUV class, or we call it Enduro class, if I am not mistaken, overall first with a Safari. So I just like to mention him, and I like to thank him very sincerely to him also.
Yes, Manish. See, you work backstage. Okay. When you get these kind of compliments from the driver, okay, of course, a lot of drivers will just complain. So when you get these kind of compliments, then how happy are you, and what is the kind of motivation that you get to further do your work on the cars?
See, Ashok, every time a driver compliments us, we consider that we have done 90% of our job. There's still that 10% where improvement is always there, and we would like to deliver that 100% to a driver or a team, where we can see them on the podium and have them take the top honors. So it kind of drives us to do better, drives us to perform better, and equip ourselves also better.
Sanjay, see, when see, it is not only important to drive. Okay, you require to give a right kind of feedback to your tuner. So how successful you have been doing this?
Well, to be honest, I'm very bad at engineering. But yes, so with experience, at least we are trying to indicate and make them know what the problem is, so they can straightly attack that section of the car. The left wheel or left swing arm or left lower arm. If you tell them correctly, they can work on. Because there's in APRC, as you know, Ashok, there's only 15 minutes service sometimes, or 10 minutes service also sometimes. So you have to be very specific. This is the problem, and then only the team can work on it. Because otherwise you will be penalized. So even the driver, with due course of time, has to learn to understand the car. He may not be the master of engineering or something, but he should be able to figure out what the problem is, what's happening, or he should have the sixth sense to understand if something is going wrong, with the brakes are going low, or you think your clutch is burning a bit. So you can tell the service guys to fix it before the problem arises sometimes. So I think the drivers have to keep their eye open and have their gut feeling open, even though they are not engineers or they are not very good with engineering part, but at least they should have the sixth sense to understand something is happening with the car, and they should be able to figure out and pass on that information to the service crew or the engineer or the main engineer of the team, so they can fix the problem and the car can go further and finish the rally.
Can you let us know any instances where you had a breakdown in mid of the stage and where you had to work on the car and then restart and continue with the rally?
Yes, the major breakdowns normally we have is the punctures, of course. They come so easily. Manish knows you can pick up a puncture anytime. And again, the drive shafts also, they come off sometimes, because it's like normal, like picking up puncture. You can't guarantee about the drive shafts. Yes, but small things we do, like we broke a battery bracket in one of the rallies in the Subaru, and me and Sean, my co-driver, we were able to tie up with the tie ropes. And sometimes you have to learn to do all these small things. Like sometimes even the fender comes up and you finish the stage and you hit something, and so the lights are rolling over, your mirror is broken. So you should be able to get down and put the tie rope and get it done as fast as possible in the transport. So small things we have been doing very consistently. But I like to get my car clean and neat out of the stage, but it never happens. Everybody knows it. But and keep less work for the mechanics to happen, or for the service team to work on.
See, when you got into international racing, what was the first thing that was taught to you that was much more different than the Indian racing?
Well, international, they are more organized. They have got a lot of time sense. They do their work very dedicatedly. The service team, the service crew, you have movement plans, and everybody knows what is the job. So I got to learn with Cusco all these things, like what is what job, when we arrive, when we go, and more discipline, I would say. If you have a good discipline, you are going to improve. I think discipline is the key. If you are more disciplined, the team is disciplined, and everything is working well, and with good coordination, I think it helps the team to develop further.
Yes, sir. Now, before getting into your 2011 Asia cross country rally win, so we'll have a short commercial break and then come back. Yes, Mr. Takale. Meanwhile, we'll go get into the 2011 your Asia cross country win.
As everybody knows, Asia cross country is one of the toughest event in Asia. The cross country one, it starts from Thailand. Normally, it goes up to Laos, and then we go to Cambodia. So normally, it's a 6-day event, 6 days, 6 nights, and the stages are very long. One stage will be probably 210 kilometers or 250 kilometers, and with those big pickups, I think so, big cars and all. So you have to drive consistently for long period of time. So you can't drive like the APRC speeds. You have to be consistent, and you have to be fast also. And you don't have pace notes. So it's only the major calls the navigator will give you left, right, and basically it's a watch and drive. Of course, there will be a lot of cautions and all, the big things will be put, but not everything, no guarantee that everything will be marked in the tulip. So it's more of a gut feeling rally, more instincts, and it's more like surviving. This is where the TSD helped me a lot. I did raid, I did deserts, and I was able to drive for 6 days and 5 days. So when I went to Asia cross country, I had some experience with these long rallies. And first time we participated in the Asia cross country, me and my co-driver Musa Sharif, he's more experienced, he's seen it all, and he supported me, helped me a lot, and he helped me to maintain speed or back off or something. And with a good planning and with good strategy, we were very lucky to win that rally, which finished in Cambodia.
What is the kind of distance that you travel every time?
Oh, well, in a day probably 600 kilometers or 700 kilometers sometimes, with the competitive stage of maybe 3 stages of 150 each, 400 kilometers of competitive stages, or 250, or between that, depends. And there's a small gap we have on the border crossing, but that day the rally is very short because you have to do the border crossing and the immigration and the procedures. But overall it's a big stages, and all dry river beds and mountains, and of course you have to keep there's no guarantee, like there's incoming traffic also sometimes. So it's a different art, and it's a different rally. So we have to be prepared for that.
To cope up with this kind of physical matters, and as well as mental tension and en route, and you have to take care of your car, then what is the kind of physical fitness activities that you undergo every day?
Well, of course you have to be very, very physically fit. Of course, I do a lot of gym, I do a lot of training. I try to keep myself fit, eat healthy food, not get into any bad habits. But I think one thing I remember, I would like to tell the viewers, it's all here. If you are mentally fit, if you believe you can do, you can really lift your bar, no matter even though you are not very physically fit also. But of course, fitness is essential in long rallies. But you have to be mentally very strong. You have to believe I can do it, and if you think you can do it, you can really do it. So you have to back yourself. You will get a lot of criticism in your career for not doing well, but then that should be your driving point, or that should be a source of energy. No, if everybody is saying you can't do it, okay, I know I can do it, and that's how you should look at it. And be focused. Don't let things distract you. You do your things properly, and you enjoy your rally.
Yes, when you talk of physical fitness, and what is the kind of physical fitness training that you are undergoing before you could get into the international racing, and just can you take us through about who trained you to be physically fit when you talk of international?
Well, I have a trainer back home in my gym. It's a ABS abs gym we have in my city, and that's where basically I'm doing my training. And but I have not trained well. I would have to confess this. But from this year, or from after this rally, I'll be going through a 6 months fitness program, because I want to raise my bar. Now it's okay, you come to APRC level and you have come to a certain level, but I think from here onwards you have to be physically fit, which I have realized this whole season, that I've been struggling with my fitness. Last year I couldn't participate, as you know, Ashok, I was suffering from malaria.
Yeah.
So I realized no, fitness has to be the paramount, and after this rally immediately I'll be starting on a fitness course, and I'm going to make sure I'm super fit. And I don't want to say this way, but I'll still say it. I promised myself I'll not come back to rallying unless I'm very fit.
And okay, now see, most of your time you are in a AC room because you are a builder and you have a lot of things which happens within the boardroom. So how do you feel coming out once a month or once in 2 months in the sun, sweating it out with physical tension, mental tension, and somewhere down the line, do you really feel that, hey, wow, where have I come?
Yes, but that's what you want to come out of these rooms for, like to get a break and all. But I'm going to give up with a lot of things on this board also, the AC rooms and planning boards and drawing boards, and go to a real world, the natural laboratory we can say, with training, driving, and live your passion. You have already passed your age, so there's nothing forward to look forward. So well, I'll give my 110% now. Now is the time to give 110%. I think so. So from here onward, for maybe from the next year, you will see me giving 110%. 100% is less, I think.
Yes, Manish, when talking to you about the preparation, so how difficult it is for you, because see what happens, you prepare a car and all of a sudden you come to know there are a lot of breakages in the car, or your vehicle is break down. Then what is the kind of trauma that you undergo mentally? Because one thing is, you yourself will not be happy, or you won't be you will not be prepared to see a car which is breaking down in the middle of the stages.
See, first thing, Ashok, let me put it this way. We try to go as prepared as possible, or we would like to call ourselves in simple terms a mobile workshop. But like again, how a driver or a co-driver needs to be mentally fit, we also need to be mentally fit as well as prepared to do the job. And the trauma, yes, it always kind of questions our ability to build the car. When it comes to such a point where it questions your ability and your capabilities. Well, these are things you need to overcome to really put a car or a vehicle up there on the podium. So the word I would say is be ready.
Yes, we have a caller. Yes, hello.
हेलो
Yeah.
हाँ मैं नागपुर से विष्णु बात कर रहा हूँ. क्या मैं संजय से बात कर सकता हूँ?
Ah, Vishnu ji, yes, Sanjay, there's a call for you. Yes, Vishnu ji, go ahead.
Yes, Vishnu ji, go ahead.
हाँ सर नमस्ते, विष्णु बात कर रहा हूँ नागपुर से.
Yes, Vishnu, please.
अभी आपसे बात करके बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. आप WRC कब चलाएंगे? वो पहले चलेंगे.
ठीक है, हर किसी का सपना होता है जो रैलिंग उसको WRC चलाना चाहिए, और WRC चलाने का उसका सबका सपना होता है. ठीक है, आपके लिए मैं ऐसा कहना चाहूँगा, मैं 2 साल में WRC जरूर चलाऊँगा. तो ऐसा सोचो कि मैं 2018 या 2019 में WRC चलाऊँगा.
ओके सर, ओके. अभी मैं तो बहुत फैन हूँ आपका नागपुर में से, वीडियो देखा मैंने. अभी जो अभी APRC में इंडिया के राउंड में जो कौन सी क्लास में गाड़ी चला रहा हूँ, 2 व्हील या 4 व्हील में?
अभी 4 व्हील ड्राइव में चला रहा हूँ, सुबारू चला रहा हूँ, ओपन क्लास में चला रहा हूँ 4 व्हील ड्राइव में.
ओके ओके ओके
Okay, thank you, Vishnu ji.
ओके. थैंक यू.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Vishnu ji.
Yes, Sanjay, one thing which I've observed in your rallying career is you have a lot of fans follow. Wherever you go, you have lots of fans. And then how refreshing are you when you come in contact with your fans, and sometimes see what happens. See, they refresh your mind when you are in an isolated place, because at your hometown you will have people, lot more people who are with you. But once when you go abroad, you look around for people, and finally when you find up fans coming and supporting you, then what is the kind of difference that makes?
Well, to be honest with you, Ashok, I'm a very open person. I'm very down to earth. I like to talk too much. Maybe a lot of people say I talk too much also. So I'm very talkative. And back home also in my town, maybe I have 5,000 friends or maybe more.
Okay.
I've got a big group. I'm more social. I'm more open. I do a lot of social work also. I try to help people also with very limited ability. Whatever I have, I try to help people also. Abroad also, I talk to a lot of people, and I'm very open to a lot of fans. I'll tell you a very small instance. There's a family in Japan, Japanese couple, and 2012, I just spoke to them in a restaurant or somewhere, and we were having food, and they were following rally at the recce. From that day, every year they come to the rally. The person takes 9 days holiday from the work.
Okay.
He's got 2 dogs, husband and wife, the Japanese, and they follow me from the recce. They come to see all my recce stages, 2 passes, waiting. They don't disturb me. They will only wave, and they come to see all my stages, all of them. And he takes 9 days holiday. Well, that's amazing. Like, somebody following you just because I talked to him, and he was so moved. The couple, every year they take 9 days holiday from the work. And abroad, taking a holiday from the work is a big thing. It's a big thing.
So what is your reaction when you see some of your fans waving you, unknown fans waving you on stages?
Well, it feels good, and of course I don't want to be distracted on the stage and all. You might make a big mistake, but we meet them at the ceremonial start and the shakedown and other small functions, and it feels good that people are following you, and it gives you a lot of confidence. Well, you are doing well and you have been appreciated, so it gives you a very good happy feeling in your mind.
So after winning Asia Cup, Production Cup in 2013, so how happy were you after winning the championship?
Oh yes, I think we had a big party in Pune, and the whole city was at least they were very happy back home. I've done a lot of promotion in Pune city for motorsports, and we have our own billboards, and we put up a lot of ads and a lot of things, and we also try to create interest in people in one way or the other, calling the media and making people understand. And of course, winning the Asia Pacific Production Cup, probably I was the first person to win the Production Cup in the APRC. And of course, my senior Gaurav sir, he won the main event, the Asia Pacific Overall Championship. So it was that particular that we both went on to win the Asia Pacific, both the classes. So good for the country and good for the rally fraternity in India back home. And a lot of people have got inspired and they have been moved. A lot of people, to be honest with you, Ashok, a lot of youngsters have been calling me from my city about the racing. I allow them to visit my house, call them for breakfast on Sundays. Okay, so I call them in batches also. 4 of you, 5 of you come on breakfast, and to my house I call them actually, and they can ask me so many crazy questions, and I try to guide them. And well, Amit is the person who called me is also one of my motivation. He was following me. And now he's driving for Volkswagen Polo, I think. So there's another boy called Akshay Patil, and he was following me for a long time. Then he's doing the go-karting now. I think he's moved one level up now. So it's you have to give back to the sport whatever you have taken from the sport, and I do it very honestly and very sincerely. So maybe I got a lot of friends all over the world.
See, after every win, the expectation people keeps rising. Okay, then probably that is one of the reason that is one of the way you have been pushed it to upgrading your rallying career. Then how difficult it is sometimes, because your mindset will be different and your fans want you to just keep on winning, and also now I could hear one of a caller who calls up and says, when is that you're participating in WRC? In this relation, probably if I'm not mistaken, a year back, 1.5 years back, you were there in one of the WRC event. You were there for one of the
Yes.
WRC event for an training, or just you wanted to have a glimpse of WRC?
Yes, very true, Ashok. I have fallen back by a year on WRC. I went to Sweden, Rally Sweden, and I did ice driving course there, because WRC consists of ice driving also. This year also I did the rally of Gunma. It's a snow rally, entire snow rally. And because of the 1 year gap, I was suffered from malaria, and and it relapsed also. So it was more trauma for me, and 1 year I was out of racing. So my WRC campaign has been just shortened by, I have been extended by 1 year. But I will not give up, and I'll keep on working another 2 years again. And I want to go to WRC with a good speed. To be very honest with you, Ashok, as you also know, I didn't have a good speed before.
Yes.
But I've been constantly working on it and working, and I think now
Yes, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
We have another caller.
okay,
Yes, hello. Okay, probably we lost the link.
okay.
With what expectation did you get into Asia racing this year, and then Asia rallying, and then however you held back with these two DNFs?
Well, the two DNF, as everybody knows, you will be down on the point table for sure. But this is a part of rallying. Everybody knows this. Sometimes you will win and sometimes you will lose because of mechanical failures. But there's nobody to blame. If things happen, it just happens. Like how well you prepared the car. Cusco have done a fantastic job. The cars are well prepared. All the tuners for any team, they do a very good job, I think so. So it's just a part of luck. A lot of people have DNF. So yes, I was put off, but then I look at this as more experience, more seat time, and get more used to the car and drive and get more miles under your belt. So this is what I'm looking for future planning. So I think you should look forward.
See, when you talk of WRC, see APRC itself is a huge physical embarrassment. Okay, now when you are planning to get into WRC, so what is the kind of physical fitness that you need? Because there should be a lot of work on your physical fitness.
Yes, that's what I very specifically mentioned you just so short a while ago. I'm going to take off a break bit now. Maybe I might not do the first part of the APRC also if I'm not fit.
Okay.
So you have to challenge yourself and you have to be honest with yourself. I think so. So I'm going to be honest with myself. If I'm not fit, well, I have to be punished and I have to keep on working, and I will compromise on 1 or 2 rallies. I'll let it go.
Yeah,
But
before getting into the recent 2 rallies which you have won, so we'll go for a short commercial break and then come back and discuss with these two. Yes, welcome back to the discussion. Yes, Takale, we were discussing about the last previous 2 rallies where in Estonia you were the second, first runner-up, and in MRC you were the winner. So with this 2 kind of going upwards, that is, you were second, you had a DNF, then you were second, then you won the rally, and now you have come to your own country with a lot of pressure because people are expecting a lot since nobody has seen you in action in this country. Now people are just watching you on TV as well as they were going through the print media. Now people have an opportunity to see you live. Then what is that you have to cater them?
well, to be honest, I'm scared. Well, I'll be under pressure, and it's always pressure to be back home and driving in front of your own people. No matter how good you are, think pressure will get to you. So I know pressure is going to get to me. So for this rally, you know what, I have not prepared anything. I prepared mentally not to give me pressure, but if you think so much, then the pressure gets to you. So I've tried to relax and drive whatever I do and concentrate more, and don't think you are driving in front of your own people. So this is what I've kept it very simple and straight. Answering your second part of the question is the Rally of Estonia. It's more of the Scandinavian part, the Estonian country, and it was very different experience to drive in Estonia. There's another secret I want to tell you. My co-driver in Estonia was Mr. Michael Young,
Okay,
my
yeah.
teammate, and it was a different chemistry, a driver co-driving, and but you know it helped us both also because he exactly knew what to call because he is a driver himself, and it was good experience for him and it's good experience for me. He's a faster driver, he's a hot boy. Probably, I personally feel he'll definitely go WRC. It's my personal opinion, of course, and it was good to work with him. And then of course I moved to MRC. I've never won a championship overall first, and of course not against the big Karamjit Singh. He's a legend there, and he fought well, and I did drive very well against him, and I was able to beat him in a fair contest, 2 minutes of him. So Well, I think I've already lost all my energy in Malaysia fighting with him. So here I'm drained out in India, but it's my hometown and I want to get my energy back and of course drive well.
You started your international career with one of our Indian navigator, Musa, and then thereon, I think you had two navigators. You had recently you have a lady navigator also. Then what is the kind of communication difficulties that you feel, because being in India, you had an Indian navigator where your chemistry was good, and now all of a sudden you are with two international navigators. Then, what is the kind of adjustments that you will have to make as a driver?
Okay, to be honest, well, Musa is very hardworking, he's very clever, he's very, I don't want to use this word cunning, but he's very shrewd, he's very cunning, and of course he does his job well for sure. With the international navigators, what I learned was they are well prepared. They work hard on the pace notes, their videos, and working with Nariko, she's done WRC with Toshi Arai, the WRC2 champion. She's got more experience, so she knew how to groom me. She gave me a lot of time. She always forced me, no, you don't go to do this. You be in the hotel, you relax. A lot of videos, we go through a lot of drills, and she helped me with a lot of pace note writing also. Exactly, because too many notes will not help you, Ashok. Much information is also dangerous, because you cannot read everything at the high speed, and you have to rely on your natural ability to counter some corners where you don't have notes or you have very less information. But then you have to have exact information. That's what I learned with Nariko, because she's been on the faster roads and faster terrains. With Musa, I learned about being strategy-wise very shrewd. So it helped me in both the ways. With Musa Sharif, he's very clever, he's a very hard worker, and he's got a lot of experience of planning the rally. With Nariko, it's different. It's more about pace note writing. It's more about technical things. She takes care of me, or you can say this way, allows me to rest. It takes a lot of pressure off me, preparing the car, getting the car done, going to the media center, everything on correct. So she gives me a lot of time also. That's what I think I've seen the difference. And of course, then it was Mr. Sean Gregory, the Malaysian navigator I worked with. Sean is more like an organized person. So with Sean also, it helped me to raise my bar also, because Sean has done a lot of rallying in Malaysia. And if you can do rallies in Malaysia, you can drive everywhere in the world. They are very tricky rallies, they are very fast rallies, and they are very tough rallies, because there is a lot of humidity there. So I think I was very lucky enough to work with all the three different navigators, and it helped me to develop myself.
And now being with an international navigator, okay, now how comfortable and what is the kind of bar that you have raised? Because with Indian navigator, you had it was the first step towards an international rally. Now, since you are with an WRC navigator, so what is the kind of difference? What is the kind of jump that you are seeing in your performance?
Well, the result speaks for itself. MRC overall first, I think so. So I think this is what you have seen. My speeds have gone up, I think so. A lot of good calls, consistent calling, and my pace notes were not good before. So she helped me to write the pace notes. The consistency about the pace notes. You can't write two corners differently, otherwise you lose confidence. So this with Nariko, I've learned this one. You have to be very consistent about pace notes. And once the pace notes are consistent, so it says it's right 7 over the crest, it's right 7 all the time. So with Nariko, I have learned to carry more speed, because she has been with the speeds with calling those pace notes. So she knew exactly what to call and how much information you should give to the driver. With Musa Sharif, maybe he's not gone to the WRC level, but he's got other plus points, like strategy wise, planning wise, backing off wise, or he'll have time. He'll have look at all the timings, like in Asia cross country. A lot of times he asked me to back off because he knew that we were already ahead of time, or we are doing good speeds. So these are two different kind of navigators. So I would say Musa Sharif is more clever, he's more realistic navigator. With Nariko, she's more technical. She is more conscious about your speeds and all. So both of them, they are different navigators in their own way.
With already an WRC level navigator with you, so penetrating into WRC shouldn't be a very big issue for you.
Yes, we are trying to put the budget together. We are trying to put the cars together. Very shortly, I'll be going for R5 testing to UK, Mitsubishi R5. We have already been talking to rallies at Sweden also. The car was there in Malaysia. The same car I tested in Wales also last year. So yes, we have already taken a small step towards the WRC, but I think it's still a long way to go. And as I've mentioned before, my fitness is the big issue, and I'm going to work very hard on it.
And a lot more things that we really are falling short of time to be heard from Takale. Yes, a final word, Manish, from your end.
See, first thing what I would like to tell everyone is when you're going for a rally or an event, go prepared and go organized.
No excuses.
Yeah, no excuses.
Ready excuses. Yes, with us, see, we have Sanjay. Yes, Takale, see, because you are a very flourished businessman in Pune. So, how do you find out time to get into all this kind of rallies, and then you are into other what do you call social responsibility programs and all this? So, how does all these activities keep you motivated into rally?
Well, I get up early, so I start my day very early. Yeah, that's so I got more time at the end of the day. And yes, I work without any rest. I don't go for parties. I don't take days off. I don't go for movies. So I always do one way or the other, doing social work or working in the office. And then of course I got a very big family. Big family support is needed. Very big family I have. So many people in the family. So when I'm not there, they are there to take care of your business and your family, and you know your family is safe home because you got all your relatives together. So it's a good home support I have in Pune. So that's what helps me to go abroad or helps me to take time off for the rally.
Yes, sir. Wishing you very best for Coffee Day Rally APRC final round, and then probably will be joining you. And thank you very much, Manish and Sanjay Takale, for being on this live debate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.